defensive lineman, a 3-year, $105.9 million contract. Adam Schefter, of course, had it, and he gets $101 million guaranteed, $63.35 at signing, and a bonus of $31.85. Before we get into the actual football part of it, can you explain to me and to others, when we say, and I just blurted this out, $63.35 at signing, is that literally a direct deposit of $63 million upon arrival?
No, it's upon signing means this is the portion that is guaranteed to you. Now, most teams, what they'll do is they'll stage out the signing bonus. So it might be a signing bonus of $63 million, but you won't get it all in one chunk. Sometimes they give it to you within the first couple of weeks. Then they stage it, in installments throughout the course of the first year of the deal. So it just depends on how the organization wants to disperse it. But that means that Quinnen Williams, no matter what, has $63 million coming to him, which is awesome.
And that's like relatively quickly.
Yeah, it's going to come to him
over the course.
It's going to come to him within the next year. He's going to get $63 million within the next year.
Say that again.
He's going to get $63 million within the next year.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, it's great to be a defensive tackle.
Clearly.
We're seeing these deals explode, right? We just saw Jalen Carter set the market. We saw Jeffrey Simmons get a market-level deal. I mean, it's great to be a defensive tackle right now.
No question. $30+ million for 4 of the defensive tackles.
Let's go.
Jalen Carter, Quinnen Williams, Jeffrey Simmons, Chris Jones, respectively there.
I was born in the wrong decade.
What would you get today?
I don't know.
You don't like thinking about
it? A lot more than that Giants contract.
And that was a good contract.
And that was a great contract.
Yeah. So are the Cowboys now, functional? I can't even say it. Do you feel like the Cowboys are well run from a football perspective?
I feel like the Dallas Cowboys have positioned themselves to win the Michael Parsons trade. And I think that's one of the things that you point to. Quinnen Williams was one of the big acquisitions with the capital that Jerry Jones got when he dealt Michael on the eve of last season. He traded for Quinnen Williams at the deadline when the Jets had a fire sale, and you saw that Dallas Cowboys defense took a leap in terms of improvement. And so I think they see him as a foundational piece, a building block for what Christian Parker, their new defensive coordinator, wants to do. They got a lot more big bodies up front, which is philosophically a shift from what the Dallas Cowboys have been for the better part of the 2020s. And so when you have a player like Quinnen Williams that can be as disruptive in the run game and the pass game as he does, it makes life easier for everybody on that unit.
When we look at the Cowboys, you say they won the Micah trade. Okay?
Yes.
Stephen Jones spoke to The Athletic, the president, owner of the team, as well as Jerry, of course. This is what he said about the Quinnen Williams deal. Quote, he's a great player and one of the hardest practicing guys out there. Every time he lines up, you feel him. He doesn't take anything for granted. He doesn't say, hey, I got this. I'll let my play do the talking. You see it. He's the best player on the field whenever he's out there. The other thing is just what a man he is. He's a leader. We didn't have a lot of leadership on defense for the last couple of years. To have him and Kenny Clark and Rashawn Gary, I think they really picked it up over there in terms of culture and the leadership. And that is per The Athletic, John Makata, who covers the Dallas Cowboys. There's a one line in there that's big. We didn't have a lot of leadership over the last few years. Let's be clear on something. The initial reaction I saw, including from our very own Cam Pratt, producer, when this deal was given to Quinnen Williams as well, they could have given this to Micah if they worked early on this. Let's be very clear. It is clear based on actions, not words, actions. The Dallas Cowboys did not want Michael Parsons on their team.
And you have to ask why. Because Michael Parsons led the NFL in pressures and he missed, the final month of the season? Why didn't the Dallas Cowboys want him? And I think a big part of it is Michael Parsons creating headlines that his teammates and people within the organization have to answer for through his podcast. And that's one of the things that we talked about with Micah. When they give you the money at that level, it's not just about your production on the field. It's what you do in the locker room. It's what you do in the community. And I'm not going to sit here and cast aspersions on Micah and paint him as a bad guy. But Micah has ambitions beyond football. He wants to be in the sports and entertainment space as a voice. And sometimes that can lead you down the road of saying things that can be controversial. When you look at Quinnen Williams, what has he said that has been controversial? The most controversial thing that the guy has done, besides some other legal issues that he had early on in his career. The most controversial thing that we remember about Quinnen Williams was when he sneezed and said, God bless you and thank you.
I was hoping you were going to say that.
That's the most controversial thing that he said.
Because when you just brought that up, I'm like, I can't think of anything about Quinnen Williams.
That's the most controversial thing he's ever said.
He blessed himself.
He blessed himself.
Which he did yesterday,
and then the Dallas Cowboys blessed him with a contract.
He blessed himself $31 million over.
But my point is this.
On the guarantee.
The leadership and the voice of Quinnen Williams is heard throughout the organization and in a locker room and not many other places. And I think that's the way that Jerry Jones prefers to operate. And we see that now that he's endorsed Quinnen with his contract.
Yeah, they didn't want the who with Micah. They wanted the what in terms of the on-field production.
No doubt.
But, like, that was the whole thing. And we said it to your point at the time. When you're looking at these big money deals that the Cowboys are operating under and doing it intelligently, right? The George Pickens deal I thought was great in terms of, hey, we still don't know if we're going to get year-over-year production. We're going to go year by year with you. If you don't like it, you're going to have to leave after the year. Fine, whatever. I think it's a smart deal. Going out there and getting Quinnen Williams.
But here, and I'm glad you brought up George Pickens. I don't want you to gloss over it. It's a great point. The fact that George Pickens' agent, and the organization were able to get on the same page early in the offseason as to not create more headlines, more of a controversy, I think that speaks volumes of parties, but specifically the Dallas Cowboys and how they've shifted gears from how they've done business in the past. Because Jerry Jones, through his own words, likes to stir things up. And the George Pickens, will they, won't they, with the contract negotiations
never happens.
Was an opportunity for him to stir it up and create headlines, and he opted not to do it. And the Dallas Cowboys have been quiet for the most part throughout the course of the offseason and early on in training camp. Jerry Jones, when he addressed the media at training camp, he did create some headlines saying that the Dallas Cowboys could potentially add to this team. But after he said that, haven't really heard anything else from Jerry.
But at least that's football.
But I understand.
You know what I mean? Like, at least that's football.
Exactly. But it's not anything that's controversial that anybody within that locker room or on the coaching staff has to answer for. And the football people can go about handling football business.
That's right.
That's how it should be. And that's why everybody should be taking the Dallas Cowboys a little more seriously this time of year than we typically do.
Quinnen Williams, 3 years, $100+ million, 105.9 is the deal. I speak in radio, I realize, in frequency. 105.9 as if it's an FM station.
Organization is always going to win when you pay the big people.
Who are you speaking to right now?
What are you talking about?
Just in football or what? In anything? Any walk of life?
General principle.
General principle?
GP.
If you have the biggest lawyer or doctor, she or he is out there, the tallest person, the biggest person, pay them first. That's what you're saying?
I'm just saying,
hypothetically.
GP.
Broadcast it all. Coming up, Micah's new team has now some controversy. We'll get to that next. We're on Sportsmanlike, presented by Progressive Insurance.